The chairman, IEI Salem Local Center, to welcome the guests and the gathering. Please, sir.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Today's chief guest, Dr. R. Kumaravelan, sir, chairman, IEI Erode Local Center, also professor and head of mechanical engineering at Vellalar College of Engineering and Technology, Erode. Our beloved honorary secretary, Dr. C. Domini, ma'am, Armum, sir, our beloved committee members, corporate members, participants, students and faculties, and our IEI faculty engineer T. Thiagu. Good evening to one and all present here. On behalf of the Institution of Engineers India, Salem Local Center, it gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm and hearty welcome to this very special occasion, the 96th special webinar of our flagship weekly lecture series, Engineers Talk. Today's session is of double significance, as we are not only celebrating the 30th anniversary of our IEI Salem Local Center, also commemorating the historic Royal Charter Day. The Royal Charter Day, the Royal Charter was conferred on the Institution of Engineers India on 19 September 1935 by King George V, granting IEI the prestigious status of a professional engineering body with authority unique in our country, placed IEI on par with global engineering institutions and entrusted it with the responsibility of upholding professional standards, ethics, and excellence. Every year, Royal Charter Day reminds us of our duty as engineers to contribute to nation building, innovation, and sustainable development. We are truly honored to have with us today Dr. R. Kumaravelan, sir, FIE, Chairman, IEI Erode Local Center, Professor and Head of Mechanical Engineering at Vellalar College of Engineering and Technology, Erode, as our distinguished chief guest and keynote speaker. Sir, we are delighted to welcome you to this session. Your expertise and insights on the topic applications of additive manufacturing in medical industry will surely enlighten us with futuristic applications of engineering in healthcare. I also take this opportunity to warmly welcome our IEI members, engineering professionals, faculty members, students, and all participants joining us virtually from across different parts. Your continued presence and active participation are what make our Engineers Talk series a resounding success week after week. At IEI Salem Local Center, we believe in fostering knowledge sharing, professional development, and collaborating across disciplines. With each session, we strive to bring together thought leaders, experts, and practitioners to enrich our engineering fraternity with the latest trends and advancement. Once again, I warmly welcome to you all to this evening session, and I look forward to a meaningful and engaging lecture. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Chairman sir, for welcoming the guests and the gathering. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the chief guest and the keynote speaker, Dr. R. Kumaravelan, Professor and Head of the Department, Mechanical, Vellalar College of Engineering and Technology, Erode. He is an alumni of Congo Engineering College of the year 1994 in Mechanical Engineering and pursued his post-graduation in Engineering Design and PhD in Mechanical Engineering at Anna University. He has experience in teaching for more than 31 years, started his career as lecturer, and now at the position of head of the department. He is NAC peer team member and contributed for the development of education in that capacity. He has also contributed for the curriculum development in the autonomous system. He is recognized research supervisor of Anna University. He has to his credit 2 granted patents and authored engineering subject books published by famous publishers. With these words of introduction, I would like to invite Dr. R. Kumaravelan, Chairman, IEI Erode Local Center, to present on the topic application of additive manufacturing in medical industry. Over to Dr. Kumaravelan, please, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for a nice introduction. So, first of all, I would like to thank the chairman of IEI Road Local Center, Dr. Tangraj, and the honorary secretary, Dr. Davamani Madam, and all the corporate members and the members of Salem Local Center for inviting me on a very auspicious day of IEA, because today the Salem Local Center is it is following the Royal Charter Day, which is the very important day of IEA, and it's a very important day for all the IEA corporate members. So on this day, I wish Salem Local Center for its 30th year, as well as for conducting 97th lecture webinar series for benefiting the engineering fraternity. Thank you very much, sirs. So now I move on to the presentation about the Royal Charter Day for about 5 minutes, and followed by I will move on to my topic for the presentation with the permission of the chair. Sir, is it visible, sir?
Visible, sir.
Yes, yes. So all of you know, and Dr. Tangraj now only have told that the Institution of Engineers India Royal Charter was granted by His Majesty King George V on September 9 in the year 1935. So its formal incorporation and establishment and the objectives, purposes, and the governance structure are coming in the slides. So the objects and the purpose of this institution is to promote the general advancement of engineering and engineering science and their applications in India, because in 1935 we are not having that much infrastructure to provide an engineering education. So we started this institution. Then this IEI will establish colleges and schools for sound education in engineering, and as well as encourage the innovation and disseminate the knowledge through publications. Of course, the key functions and activities of IEI is knowledge dissemination, local association, professional standards, and government consultancies. An institution's framework is again with respect to our squad, the status, corporate status, a non-profit in nature, educational load, and regulatory compliances. So the governance structure, there are some around 32 people are there in the structure, 1 president, 5 vice presidents, 25 council members, and 1 secretary. Again, the council composition, who are all the officers and who are all the decision makers are very clearly shown in the slide. So the first leadership, the first president is Colonel St. Thomas Russell, is the first president. The first secretary is Saijanya Seal, who is the first secretary of IEI. And the process of becoming membership in IEI is application review, designation right, chartered status, and continued membership. And there are very strong governance documents like bylaws and regulatory frameworks. There are some basic rights for all the members, as well as there is a procedure for all the general meetings which is described by the council, as well as the property transfer procedure for establishing a new institution or merging or splitting the institution is also there. That is being derived in 1935 itself. Again, the how the property and asset should be transferred like financial assets, real property, library collection, and other assets is being prepared at the time itself. So this is the very important word in the Royal Charter. These letters pattern shall be taken in the most favorable and beneficial sense for the institution for any recital or mission notwithstanding. So this provision is very much effective despite any technical imperfections, prioritizing the institution's establishment and continuity. So thank you. This is about the Royal Charter. So on this day, we are all very proud to be a member of the IEI, that too particularly the corporate member of IEI. So next, I would like to move on to my topics for presentation. So my topic of presentation is application of additive manufacturing for the medical industry. Because nowadays, after introduction of AI and the recent domains in engineering, now the industry says there is no particular specialized engineer is required for the market. He should have an overall idea about all the engineering, so that only our approving bodies like AICTE, affiliating bodies like Anna University are permitting us to do some honors degree as well as some minor degree in various verticals. So such important field which is required for the mechanical, chemical, or all the core engineers are the use of technology for the medical industry. So the topic itself says that the medical, now it becomes an industry. You know, the India is the capital of medical tourism, because we can get the healthcare at a very minimum cost only in India. So now there is an advanced technology which is originated in US and UK initially. Now it is slowly coming to India. So it is nothing but the additive manufacturing technology is also called as 3D printing. So it is a manufacturing method in which objects are made by fusing or depositing a material such as plastics, metal, ceramics, powders, liquids, or even living cells in the layer to produce a 3D object. So this terminology, living cells, we are depositing living cells, means a lot for establishing a new standards in the medicine industry. So this 3D printing technology can also be called as with different names like additive manufacturing, rapid prototyping, or SFF, solid freeform technology. Next, about this 3D printing process, there are so many 3D printing processes are available with technologies. So many materials are available. Now, how this 3D printing process can be taken? With the above technology, anyone can build a 3D object in almost any shape imaginable as defined by the CAD. Right? So even our skull can be very easily built using a CAD software. So now, as like our basic printer used in our office or home, the XY axis movement and Z axis movement is being followed for printing a object. So this is what the simple diagrammatical representation of a 3D printer or additive manufacturing. Number one is virtual blueprints from a CAD model, which is being sliced into digital cross sections. Then it is being sent to the 3D printer. The 3D printer makes the data into a smaller object, an unfinished object. Finally, the finished object is being made out using the regular manufacturing or finishing methods. So this is the famous 3D printer available in the market. So as I told you now, it's a printer which is used in our home or office with with an Z axis, because here there are three axes. Number one, X. This is our X. Sorry, this is our X. This is our Y. This is our Z. So this X and Y makes a plane and the object in 2D, and the Z-axis movement of the extruder and the end makes the model as 3D. So for this, we are using a material, different type of materials in the form of filament, like a small wire, which can be fused by a heater, and at the hot end, it is being sprayed to form an object. So in this diagram, a small sphere is being notified, which is being 3D printed by a small printer. Again, there is one more very important advantage nowadays is now our MRI and CT scans can also be converted into 3D print files, because we know if we have a small fracture in our leg or hand, so we cannot simply replace with some other leg or hand or that bone. So our bone, everyone's bone is unique, so that we have to measure our own bones structure and material using the technology like MRI or CT scan. We can make it as a computer based images, and we can make it as a 3D printed object. After that, we can operate and we can imbibe the structure. So there are three types of common 3D printers available. Number one is selective laser sintering. Second one is thermal inkjet (TIJ) printers. Third one is fusion deposition modeling. So in the selective laser sintering method, we are mostly using a powder as a material, as a substrate, and we are fusing the powder and forming a layer one after another to create a metal or plastic or the ceramic object using this SLS. So this is a small explanation for SLS and an object made by SLS. The powder is being stored in a small container. Then a laser beam is being passed on it, and the image which is shown in the pale brown color refers to the object. So when the powder is exposed to the laser beam, it forms an object. The second method is fusion deposition modeling, FDM. So this is very cheaper method than SLS, because there we have to have a powder storage mechanism, then laser beam like that. But this FDM is almost equivalent to a printer head of the inkjet printer which is used by us. So this diagram very easily shows the fused deposition or fusion deposition modeling of the object. So there is a material spool. Our material is being available in the form of filament. It is sent through a heated extrusion head, and it layer by layer model is being formed. Automatically it solidifies in the atmospheric air itself. So in this fused deposit modeling, the most important form is the 3D printer nozzle and the movement of the platform. So these two will decide the structure of the object. Then third one is again thermal inkjet printing. So again, This is almost like the inkjet or the laser printer. So here there is this technology is being very much useful because it is a non-contact technique which is used piezoelectric technology also, which is being used to deposit bio inks. So bio inks is nothing but tiny droplets of the living cells or the biomaterial onto a substrate to reproduce the human tissues or organs. So in this TIJ, inkjet, thermal inkjet printing, it is being done by the heat and the mechanical compression technology is being used. So the following diagram shows the TIJ method. So there is a resin tank is being available. Another one support material is available. The blue color is our modeling material. So there we are just exposing the light. There in the first technique we use the lasers, but here some basic light is being used for exposure. So this TIJ technology is now famously used in the tissue engineering and regenerative medicines because of the bioprinting technology. Now the need of the 3D printing in the medical industry is number one, tissue or organ failure due to aging, diseases, accidents, birth defects, which is a very critical medical problem. Second one, current treatment for organ failure relies mostly on organ transplant from a living or a deceased donors. However, there is a chronic shortage of human organs available for transplant. So now you know, for kidney transplantation in Tamil Nadu itself, there are around 1 lakh registered patients are there. They are waiting for the organ donation. So as per the even before 10 years, approximately 1.21 lakh people in US are awaited for the organ transplant. As well, the another one very important problem in the organ transplant is tissue matching or tissue mismatch. So which is the very oftenly now it is being occurred. So the process for bioprinting the organ is first we have to create the blueprint of the organ with its vascular architecture, then generating a bioprinting process plan, isolating the stem cells, differentiating the stem cells into an organ specific cells, preparing the bio ink reservoir with organ specific cells, blood vessel cells and support medium, and load them into the printer. Finally, we have to bioprint, then bioprinted organ can be transplanted. So this already we have very specifically said tissue and organ fabrication. It is for creation of customized prosthetics, implants and anatomical models we have. Pharmaceutical research regarding drug dosage forms and delivery and discovery. So then this slide explains about the tissue and organ fabrication technology. Of course, the customized implants and prostheses can be made nearly from either X-ray or MRI or CT scan directly into a 3D printing phase. Now it is being available. Then 3D printing has been successfully used in the healthcare sector for the complex customized prosthetic limbs, surgical implants, even within a very shorter period like 24 hours. So this approach has been very much useful to fabricate dental, spinal and hip implants. Previously, these implants could be clinically, they had to be validated, which is a very time consuming process. Yeah. Research team at the Biomed Research Institute in Belgium successfully implanted the first 3D printed titanium mandibular processes, which is very much important. So like that, there are so many researchers have been there, particularly in maxillofacial, spinal, and dental implants are being available. Again, there are some anatomical models for surgical preparation are also there. So these are all some images from the National Library of Medicine. The 3D models or 3D printed models, which is derived from the CT scan. Again, the second image, which is the 3D model used for surgical planning of neurosurgeons at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. Again, there is another one very important medical processing is drug delivery devices. Even after 5 years, there is no nurses being needed to put an injection, or no specific human being is needed for taking a scan or a X-ray. So for that, drug delivery devices are being used in this 3D printing technology. Next, the benefits of 3D printing in the medical applications are very simple. It's a customization is very important, as I already told you. Every human is a unique properties, so that the personalization of the implants and prosthetics can be very easily or very affordably done by this 3D printing, and this can produce or made to order jigs and fixtures for the use of operating rooms, and custom made implants, fixtures, and surgical tools can have a positive impact in terms of time required for surgery, patient recovery time, and the success of the surgery or implant. Again, very important, the increase the cost efficiency. So it's have an ability to produce the item very cheaply. The cost of 3D printing is very less expensive for a small sized standard implants or prosthetics. Or nowadays, due to various accidents, the craniofacial disorders are the main problem nowadays. Now it's very simple to print, so it reduces the manufacturing cost. For example, if a pharmaceutical tablet weighing 10 milligram could potentially be custom fabricated or demand as 1 mg tablet. Some drugs may also be printed in dosage forms that are very easier and most cost-effective delivered to the patients. And democratization and collaboration, so that we can very easily a simple cable and a small software is more than sufficient to print your model. So this is a National Institute of Health. It has a 3D print exchange free online resource is available for sharing the medical and scientific 3D print models and tutorials. Even our students have done a small projects using this software. And what are all the barriers and controversies against this medical 3D printing is unrealistic expectations and hype. So even though there are so many methods are there, but it is being exaggerated by the media, government, or to a certain extent some researchers. And another one is safety and security. That is also a most problem nowadays. This 3D printing technology is used for some illegal problems like guns or gun magazines, master keys, or ATM skimmers. For that, this bioprinting is being used. And again, the patent and copyright concerns. So this is also a very important parameter to be considered nowadays. So the future trends of additive manufacturing is the most advanced 3D printing is bioprinting of complex organs. Now, in Japan, there is a research going on 3D printing of our brain. So in situ printing of living organs, then in situ bioprinting of the external organs such as skin, right? Then this approach could possibly advance to use for in situ repair of partially damaged or diseased or malfunctioned internal organs, and direct tissue repairs, and the robotic bioprinters and robo-assisted journey is also an integral evolution of this 3D printing technology. So finally, to conclude, so this has a very potentially transformative tool in various fields, primarily in medicine. Then its performance resolutions and the availability of material have increased applications. The researchers continue to improve their existing medical applications that use 3D printing technology and explore new ones. The medical advances that have been made using 3D printing is already significant, exciting, but some of more revolutionary applications such as organ printing will need some time to evolve. So these are all some 3D printed materials. And the first one, blood vessel lined tissue. The second one is prosthetic fingers. Third one is 3D printed polymer implant. Again, now the cardiac model is being going on. 3D printed bone implant is there in the first image. The second one is ear cartilage. The third one is small medical equipment, synthetic skin in case of some fire accidents like that. So that's all. So these are all the references I have referred. So if you have any queries, we can ask. Sir?
Sir, thanks a lot, sir. Wonderful session, sir.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Any questions or queries?
Participants, if you have any queries, now you can post your queries in the chat box, or you can directly ask with our chief guest.
So nowadays, I could see there are so many papers published by the researchers on modeling a very simple bio organ. They take their own finger, they 3D print it, they do some analysis, then they publish it as a paper. Because everyone's human's finger is unique, no? So that even on 3D printing of fingers, hand fingers, we can get some 100 plus papers on that, published papers.
So if there are any questions, or shall I conclude? Thangraj sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If no questions, we
Okay,
can
okay.
conclude.
Okay, I think there is no any questions. So I think we can conclude. Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. And I would like to invite the Honorary Secretary, IEI Salem Local Center, to propose vote of thanks. Please,
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Most respected our chief guest and keynote speaker, Dr. R. Kumaravelan, sir, FIE, Chairman, IEI Erode Local Center, Professor and Head of the Department of Vellalar College of Engineering and Technology, Erode, our respected Chairman, Dr. K. Thangraj, sir, respected committee members, corporate members, students, fellow engineers, Mr. Armugam sir, and IEI staff Thiagu. Mr. Thiagu, good evening to all. As we proudly celebrate the 30th anniversary of IEI Salem Local Center and Royal Charter Day, we are delighted to this is the provide the vote of thanks in this great occasion. This is 96th special webinar, weekly online series. The topic is application of additive manufacturing in medical industry. I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to our esteemed speaker and chief guest, Dr. R. Kumaravelan sir, Chairman, IEI, Erode Local Center, Professor, Vellalar College of Engineering and Technology, for sharing his invaluable insights and expertise. Actually, sir, your presentation was not only highly informative, but also incredibly thoughts-provoking, and throwing the light on the immense potential and the future of additive manufacturing in transforming the medical field. Thank you for dedicating your time and knowledge to make this event a resounding success. Thank you, sir. I extend our deepest gratitude to our chairman, Dr. K. Tangaraj, sir. See, he is always a driving force for our IES Salem Local Center for conducting like this very useful event. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere thanks to all the engineers, talk team members. It's my privilege to thank Engineer N. Armugam, sir, for his wonderful support always rendering for making this seminar a success one. I would like to appreciate Mr. Thiagu for his sincere effort uh, for his effort to organize this seminar in a successful way. Finally, I would like to thank all the participants. All participants' active engagement and insightful have made this seminar lively, interactive experience. Thank you once again for making this seminar a resounding success. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ms.
Tangaraj
Ma'am.
sir, for wishing
Thank
us.
you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Erode
sir.
Chairman, sir. Thank you. Thank you, a lot,
Hero
sir.
Chairman, sir. Kumaravelan, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Shall I leave, sir? Or
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ms. Sir.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.